Hello and welcome back. So now that we know how to log in a user, let's see how we can log a user out. Okay. So if we come back here to our home page, what I want to do is add some sort of header, so to speak. So in the index page here, let me remove all of this. Okay. Actually, let me cut this out. I want to add some HTML. And I'll just type home page, something like this. Then at the very top here, I will add some PHP tags, paste that data back like so. Close the PHP tags there. This way I include that part which I need, and we are good to go. Then down here, I'm just going to add a header. So I'm just going to say homepage, something like this. So let's refresh. Homepage, very good. And then here I will put a header, maybe, with links like home, logout. I don't know what else we can add here. Maybe a different page just for comparison. So maybe there's a home page, maybe there's shop page, and then there's logout. And we obviously need login as well, like so. Okay, great. Let's see these babies in action. Refresh, and there we go. So those are the links there. This is zoomed in a bit, so normally it looks like that. So I want to be able to go homepage, shop, logout, login. So for now, let's deal with the logout because that's what we are really interested in. Like so. Okay. So logout here, I want to add an A tag. A link, so to speak. Oof, why have things happened like this? I just want the A tag. Yes, yes. So this one takes us to the logout.php page. Then let me put the closing tag over here. Maybe like that. So very good. Then now let's go to our logout page. Where is this? Logout. There we go. Now we're going to use the class later, but for now we're just going to do it directly so that you can see what we need to do here. So if I go to my user class, when we logged in, this is what we logged in there. So I'm going to copy that and come to logout and paste it there. Now what we want, we just need to remove these values, and that is equal to logging out. So now you can wipe the entire session out. That's entirely up to you if you want to log a user out. But there are times when you need to keep other information in the session. So this is why we're going to remove them one by one. Now, if you're going to undo the entire session, you want to wipe the entire session at once, all you need to do is say session destroy, like that. And then you can also do session regenerate, so that you generate a new session ID. So there, regenerate ID, like so. So this will work as well because we'll destroy the entire session and generate a new ID. Generating a new ID is a good idea every time you log in, actually. So let me just copy this and let me go to the user class here, and right here, before we add these items, let's do a session regenerate ID, like so. This is for security reasons, in case somebody has hijacked your session, because it's possible for somebody to hijack your session, then they might not be able to use it for long. So you can regenerate it and then start using with the new ID there. And then, though this could be a problem, I think not really, may not be a problem per se. Okay, so what I will do is, let's leave it there, session regenerate. Let's go to logout and let's just do session destroy and session regenerate ID. I will mute these guys for a second here. Then let's go to the index page and let's print out the session here, like so. Okay, great. So while we are here, if I refresh, you see the data inside the session. But if I log out, so it's saying we're trying to destroy an uninitialized session. Well, that's actually kind of true, because we don't have session start in there. So we must add the init there so that we can have the session start. So refresh. Okay, so it can be regenerated when there's no active session, right? Okay, great, great, great. So yeah, I don't need it here since I actually add it right about there. Okay, save, session destroy. So once we destroy the session, we can now go back. Let me come back to where do we have a redirect? Right here. Let me go to logout page. Where are you? Like so. Okay, so once we redirect to the login page, then a new session will be created. And once we've destroyed this one, let me refresh. Okay, back to the login, and then we can log in again. Now, the thing is, if right here I just go to the index page, there's nothing stopping me from doing that. I can come to the index page, and though you see that the session is empty. So we have to restrict user access there when the session is empty. Now here I've only shown you how to destroy the entire session, but there are times when a user wants to log out, but you want to keep the items in their cart, right? So let's say you're running an e-commerce website. So if that is your case, then you have to delete very specific items from the session without destroying it. So in that case, we're going to mute that. And then all we need to do is ask if these guys are set, then we unset them. So let me remove this. We don't need these guys at all. So I'm just going to copy this one and say if is set, like so, without the comma there. So if is set, then unset, like so. So you can choose between these two versions of things. So there's user ID and there's logged in. So I just want to save myself the typing by doing this, and then copy that, change that, copy this, change that. Very well, done. So this is exactly the same thing. We're unsetting values one by one without actually destroying the entire session, because in my personal experience I've had situations where I add a plugin, for example, for my website. I have a working website, but then I add some third-party class to my website, and then what that class does is, after it does everything it's doing, it destroys the session to avoid that was actually a class for a payment gateway. So it destroys the entire class, the entire session, sorry. And the problem is, every value I had stored in the session to be saved into the database for what the customer has bought, all that information was lost as well. So this is why I don't like doing this, because it can affect other things as well. So I had to go into the class and actually find where it destroys the session and change it to destroy very specific variables. Now, if you don't like this idea of unsetting things one by one like this, you just want to unset just one thing. What you could do though is you come down here and instead you add the user here. You say user, like so. Let's just use capital because it is important, of course, like that. Okay, so then we say user, username, user ID. So they are all in the same array but different items in there. So what this allows you to do is when you come to the logout page, you don't have to ask all this. All you can do is just check if user is set, like so. Then you can unset user. Then you don't actually need any of this, like so, because user contains all the other variables. So once you unset it, you're done. Okay, so a few tips there. Hopefully that worked to your advantage. So now if I try to log in this time, I can't go to the login page. Let me go back to my index page and add a link to that as well. Copy that. Log in, like so. Come back, refresh, and now click login. And let's try and log in. email@email.com. Password. Login. Don't say. So now you can see that everything is inside here. Let's see it better by where's the index here? By adding some pre-tags, shall we? Pre-tags, like so. And refresh, and there we go. So that's much better. So you see user contains all this. So once we unset this, we unset that too. Okay, so hopefully that was useful on how to log out. The only problem is we can still access the index page even when we are logged in, when we are logged out, sorry. If I just go to the index page, I can still access it. So we have to limit that. We'll do that in the next video.